Stop talking
Bro,
about stuff.
we
We
sure?
got to fill this hour. You want to go tight
All
hour?
right.
7:40.
Let's fill it. Let's fill this tight hour.
Tight hour.
We're gonna fill it so hard. It's fucking fill it. Just plunge into this tight hour. Fill it. Fill it. It's gonna be overflowing.
All right, we're going. We're going.
We're going. Are we? Oh yeah, we're going.
We're live. Hello, internet.
Hey
How are
there,
you?
internets.
We're just gonna do this and pretend that it started. First of all, I'd like to start by apologizing for this giant fucking whatever it is on my face. Here, I'll give you a nice good view.
What is that? Like a cold sore?
No, I thought it was a zit. So I shaved my mustache and I was like, holy fuck, what is that? And then since I had no mustache, I had like the beard still. And Andrew's like, you can't do that. And I was like, what? You don't want to be dating an Amish
Wait.
pedophile?
You shaved the mustache and then you still had
Yeah.
the beard?
Yeah. Which is disgusting. And I lambast anybody who does that. But I had to see what was going on with this thing because I thought it was a zit and it wasn't going away. And I was like, holy fuck. And now I'm just like convinced I have cancer and I'm going to be dead by Christmas.
I mean, you do have COVID right now.
Yeah, I
So
do.
it could be
I'm getting over it.
COVID related.
Which we should talk about because I was like, I have a cold. Andrew's like, you should test for COVID. I'm like, it's a cold. I have a runny nose and I'm sneezing. There's like no flu symptoms, no aches and pains. And I was like, it's just like a head cold. And then I tested and I had COVID and it was like super fast. Like, on those tests where you get like the one line and
Yeah,
then the thing
sometimes it'll
goes
be
up
like a little faint,
and then
like
it's
a little
like
faint line.
faint. Like 2 minutes in, it was boing. And I was like, oh fuck, I got COVID.
You really have COVID.
Yeah. And the
I
only
think
reason I tested was because there's like a fuck ton of dudes at work who had it.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I would have just been like, it's a cold.
Yeah. You
What
were
were you gonna say?
that like the flu this year seems way fucking worse. I know people who are getting the flu and they're just fucking like knocked out for multiple weeks and then you
That
get COVID.
RSV thing that everybody
Yeah.
had, that all the
Yeah.
kids fucking got.
Yeah.
What did that stand for? Respiratory shit virus?
Synactical virus, I think.
Synactical?
Maybe.
Close enough.
Yeah, well, it sounds fancy. We'll say it. They because Aiden was born prematurely.
Yeah.
Aiden, my son, who you went and hung out with when you had COVID the other night.
That I didn't know I had COVID. I just want everybody to know. I thought I was just sick, and we were outside.
They don't have a vaccine for RSV yet. Like they haven't been able to develop one. So what
isn't
they
that
do,
just a flu shot?
Well, because this is like, I don't know, this is something a little different. So
is it a virus and not a flu?
Because you can get a flu vaccine, but you can't get an RSV vaccine. So
I thought
what
it was
they
just a
do,
flu.
No, the RSV is something different because what they do is they take antibodies, like straight up RSV antibodies, and shoot them. So they have this thing that they'll give to like kids who are like super at risk. So Aiden gets it because he was a super preterm baby. And they give him a shot of these like antibodies every month during cold and flu season. But like each shot of these things costs, not us because of the Canadian healthcare system.
Yeah, Canada.
Costs the government like $2,000.
So shit.
Which is fucking, the nurses at the hospital were telling us about this and I was like, holy fuck, like thanks for spending $8,000 to protect our kid, taxpayers.
I just thought of another conspiracy aspect to COVID. Big Pharma made the vaccine so it makes people born premature just so they can pass out more of these $2,000 vaccines that they have to get.
I mean, that's not okay. Let's see who makes it. RSV vaccine.
If it's Pfizer, we're getting canceled.
RSV antibody. Okay. Before we do that, hey everyone, welcome to Outrage Factory, the podcast where we look at the things that make people mad online and explain why they're not for caring. I am your co-host Eric Boland, and this is my very baby-faced counterpart, Dale DeRuiter.
Hi, I'm Dale DeRuiter. I'm actually 43, and at the work party on Saturday, I found out that I was older than yet another person who I work with, who I thought was at least 5 to 10 years older than me, and it gave me existential crisis. So I shaved off my beard and made myself look even younger.
That's yeah. You're gonna get. Okay, wait. Who makes this fucking thing?
Like I was telling Derek, he was like, "Why did you shave your beard?" And I was joking, and I said, "Because it makes my lips look more expressive. Because I'm so used to having facial hair, I'm not used to seeing my lips when I talk. So now it's like I feel like I'm subconsciously moving my lips and making them pointier more than I would if I wasn't paying attention to it. And then it's like this feedback loop where I'm like, well, what would it look like if I did that? And then I start doing that. And then it just gets carried away. So if it looks like my lips are more expressive, or if I'm just a crazy person now, then welcome to the podcast, I guess. Two
Welcome
hundred
to it.
225 in. You probably knew that by now.
So what are you concerned about that?
Oh,
Thing?
yeah, dude. I'm like, I thought it was a zit, and then I shaved my mustache, and I was like, "That what the fuck is that?" So I looked up pictures of staph infection. I was like, upper lip staph infection. I was like, that's fucking disgusting, and looked at a whole bunch of gross pictures. I was like, okay, I don't think it's that. And I was like, maybe it's melanoma. So I looked up
I'm googling it.
a
Upper
whole bunch of
staff.
fucking gross pictures of melanoma, and it didn't look like that. And I was like, hopefully it's just an ingrown hair or a really bad zit, because I don't want to lose the top half of my face because
You could be like that guy who breathed in. This is still like one of my worst nightmares.
oh
The
yeah.
guy who like breathed in mold and it ate half of his face off.
And then I can listen to that song, Man Without a Face.
To address your conspiracy theory,
Yeah.
synergis. Hold on, synergis is what the antibody treatment for RSV is called. It
Wait,
was
so they named the virus after the treatment?
well, maybe I
Didn't
got
you
that.
say it was respiratory synagist
Respiratory
virus?
syn syn syn
Is it just synergy? Because I want
syn, syn hold on, there's a how to pronounce here on YouTube. One
okay.
second.
Yeah. Dead
This does
air.
not need to be a 30-second video. Like,
No.
just give me the word.
Oh, are they like, when I first ran into this word in the wild 10 years ago, I was quite astounded by it. And you'll never believe what happened next. Click to find out. And then it's like 60 slideshow pages that load and add each click through.
Yeah, like what the fuck? Okay, respiratory syncytial virus.
Respiratory syncytial. Sorry, everybody's ears for the semblance.
Syncytial. And then it was made by AstraZeneca.
Aha! Oh wait,
But
that's not who I said. I said Pfizer.
yeah, it's not. It was AstraZeneca.
AstraZeneca's like the underdog for vaccines because they just got fucking turfed because the big boys didn't want them to play.
Yeah. And then they sold it in 2019 to some company called Sobi.
Like the
SOBI.
grocery?
No, not the British grocery.
Sobe.
Sobeys.
Sobe.
Anyway, so there's probably some. I think like the cost of pharmaceuticals itself and pharmaceutical companies, like yes, that is the conspiracy right there. Is that we have let corporations control medical cures for things.
Mm-hmm. I agree. So now that we've got that out of the way, I just want to say R.I.P. Kirstie Alley.
Yeah, she died.
The one of my first crushes as a child when
What,
she
like
was the bad
Cheers?
girl on Cheers. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
She was when she was like not giving Sam the time of day. Like Diane was on Cheers, and I was like, I don't get the crush why Sam has on her. Then Kirstie Alley came, and she was kind of like a sassy bad girl. And I was like, oh, I get it.
Are there any people who were like Diane dudes? Like, was
Oh my
anyone like,
god.
oh, like I'm lusting over Diane versus like Kirstie Alley? Like
Oh,
Diane was
those are
like,
the dudes who are into cuck porn. They're like, I love Diane from Cheers more than Kirstie Alley. Also, would you like to come home and fuck my wife in front of me? Those are Diane dudes.
that is it.
Like,
What was
I
her
hate
name?
to be what James Cameron would call bad testosterone, but people who
There we
like
go.
Diane
There we
more than
go.
Kirstie Alley, Or kicks.
Rest in peace, Kirstie Alley. What a segue. Dale.
Yes.
Dale, let's get
So
into this.
James Cameron said he was fueled by testosterone when he made the movie Titanic, which you can obviously tell because
Yeah,
it's
all those
nothing but toxic masculinity in
all
there.
those action scenes and
Fucking
explosions and
machine guns and tits. That's all that movie is.
Wait, is that what he said? Is
He
that
said
an
he
actual?
was he said he was poisoned by testosterone when he made Titanic and Avatar. Like, one movie was the grossest billion movie of all time, and then the next movie was the highest grossing movie. And then he took 13 years off because he had to deal with his shit. But I think he was just rich beyond all fucking wild belief that he just went and puttered around in his little submarine under the water and looked for more fucking sunken boats like he did with the Titanic. Yeah, and then he was like, for Avatar 2, he was like, I had this bad testosterone that put me at distance from my family, and I realized that family could be your greatest asset or your biggest weakness. And I decided I could write the shit out of that for Avatar 2. And it makes me not want to see Avatar 2 because I thought it was just dudes in exoskeletons fighting giant blue guys.
Yeah, which is why everyone went and saw Avatar 1
Yeah. It's like
and Titanic. The exoskeletons in that were fucking amazing. That's
all
such a
those people
testosterone.
fucking flying on dragons in the back of Titanic.
That's so fucking funny to me that the guy like talks about how testosterone loaded he was when he was making a movie about like
Fucking
a sensitive Irish immigrant who like seduces, I guess,
yeah.
like that part, Mary, like seduces
I mean
betrothed woman.
the part where he sprayed down the back of that guy's car with jizz when he was humping that lady, I guess that would be
Yeah.
bad
And
testosterone.
when he draws her titties,
Yeah.
women
Draw
don't
me
like
like your
that.
French girl, Jack.
Yeah.
He's like,
Although
sorry, babe, I got too much testosterone.
to be fair, that wasn't
Yes.
like a oh babe, let me draw you like my friend. Like there was consent in that. She was like
She was the thirsty one.
she was come to think of it, that entire fucking movie, she is the thirsty one. She's pursuing him.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
And
So
then
that's
she just fucking lets him die in the ocean. Spoiler alert for anyone who hasn't seen Titanic. Sorry. Jack dies at the end of the movie. And she doesn't fucking let him on the fucking what was it, like a fucking door or something?
yeah, a door, a wooden
something
door.
that she wouldn't let him on. And so like, was that James Cameron's like subconscious being like, you're too testosterone-y. We need to make this movie about how much we hate men. I don't know, man. You'll still see Avatar 2. So will
Okay.
I.
So he took so the whole thing was after Avatar, he took 13 years off of directing stuff. And then when he came back after he had healed himself from his toxic testosterone. So sorry, Avatar came out in 2009. He didn't direct anything else until 2012, which he directed Titanic, the deleted scenes. And then in 2016, he directed Turok, the first flight.
Wait,
So
James Cameron has made movies since Avatar?
No, there's the Turok, The Last Flight is some breathtaking odyssey inspired by Avatar. No, dude, he hasn't directed anything since Avatar.
Damn, what the fuck is it? They're making 5 Avatar movies?
Yeah, dude, he's like, he had fucking 6 planned out when he shot the first one.
Damn.
I mean,
Do
might
you
as
feel like
well.
do you feel like this is James Cameron like getting ahead of like a sexual harassment scandal that's about to break or something? And he's like, I purged the testosterone from my
Yeah.
system.
Yeah, he was like,
I'm an ally to women everywhere.
he took 13 years off in between, and in case anybody milkshakes ducks him for Avatar 2 when it comes out in like this week. That's the weird thing too, is it's coming out this week, and then he's like,
It's coming out this week.
I was yeah.
Oh,
I was
should go
fueled
see
by
it.
bad testosterone, so I took 13 years off and didn't unprofessionally touch any women, in case any women say that. I think you're onto something. I think maybe he is
That's
getting
got
ahead
to
of the
be
curve.
it, especially like the movies that he referenced. It's like you look at I would say that like Terminator, all the Terminators, those were definitely testosterone movies. I would say
Yeah.
that what the fuck else did he do? The Abyss was you know,
Yeah.
whatever. Definitely the Terminator. Like what the fuck what are we doing here, James? Oh, and then he did the Schwarzenegger ones too, right?
No.
Oh my god. He did oh my god. What the fuck was the one with Jamie Lee Curtis?
Oh, True Lies.
True Lies.
Yeah, he did that before Titanic. So
Yeah.
his movies are that you would know is like I'm just looking at his list. So he did
Oh fuck, he did Strange Days? That is
he
a
did
great movie.
Aliens, which I love The Man Forever just because he gave us Aliens. Because it was the unboring version of the movie Alien, which was great. And then he did The Abyss in Aliens was 86, The Abyss is 89, Terminator 2 Judgment Day is 91, 94 is True Lies, then Titanic in 97, then Avatar 12 years later, and he did like some TV bullshit in between there. So it's like not only did he take 13 years off after Avatar, but he took 12 years off before. Like, I want this guy's career.
Yeah.
Do
Well,
something
when you
every
make
fucking 12 years?
yeah, when that something is making the highest grossing movie of all time up
That's
to
true.
that point,
Twice.
you can do that every 12
Mhm.
years and probably still do all right. And then you can come out and denounce testosterone, which like
I'm
was he
not
using that as
seeing
a
Strange Days
shorthand?
on this.
Apparently he wrote it, but it was actually
Oh.
directed. I didn't know this. Katherine Bigelow directed Strange Days and the original Point Break.
Is that the chick who did Zero Dark 30? I feel like that's who. Yeah, that's the one who did Zero Dark 30, right?
Zero Dark 30 and Hurt Locker. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow, she directed Point Break, the original?
The original Point Break, which is like you want to talk some glass ceiling shit, like good
How
for
old
her
is
to be
Katherine Bigelow?
a woman director in uh
Dude,
in Hollywood in like the early 90s.
Point Break directed by a woman, Titanic directed by a man. There's some gender reversal right there. And
What are we
that was
doing,
fucking
James?
almost 30 years ago,
What are
guys.
we doing, James? Talking
Right?
about but yeah, that guy, I don't know if that's like a marketing ploy for the movie or if he's just like trying to score some woke points because he has a breaking sexual harassment
Yeah.
lawsuit coming against him.
Or
But
he's just like a dude whose testosterone finally petered off and now he has to go on fake testosterone. I don't know. It might just be like a preemptive, like, this is why Avatar 2 sucks, is because I ran out of testosterone and
yeah,
I couldn't put any more toxicity into my movies.
yeah, it has nothing to do with the fact that I took a fucking 12-year vacation from making movies. Like, if you just took a decade off of welding, do you think you could go back to it and be like, I still know what the fuck I'm doing? Like a decade.
I would hope making movies is a little more involved than welding,
It's not. Nothing
but
is.
I could
That's the
definitely take
secret.
10 years off because welding is not actually that hard once you do it, once you get used to it. Um, man, what would you do if someone was like, okay, you got enough money to take 13 years off? Actually, I would probably just go in a fucking submarine and go look at shit under the ocean, just like James Cameron did.
Yeah, just, do
That's exactly what I would do.
some underwater tours.
I would be like, let's go see if there's fucking advanced civilizations under the water.
Let's go discover a mermaid, and I can
Mhm.
tell her how testosterone is a toxin that men must have removed.
Oh,
That's shitty
okay,
news for
so
me. I have too much testosterone, so
mm.
that's what causes the baldness and the shoulder hair,
Oh, really?
and yeah, that's caused by surplus testosterone.
Well, maybe you should be making movies, Derek, because apparently that's how you make good ones.
There's no
Is you
place for it in the movies.
just barf testosterone into a movie camera, and then you get the highest grossing movie twice. Do you want to talk about this Balenciaga thing?
Yeah, I'm open to talk about anything except Elon Musk and Kanye West because they're just like,
Dude, Kanye West
oh,
has be
now we're talking
no,
about it.
I was thinking about this, like, I didn't wanna talk about him, but I was like, 4 years ago or 6 years ago, whatever, this was the podcast, and we're always like, "This is the podcast where we don't talk about Trump, now we're gonna talk about Trump." I feel like that's Kanye now because everybody's like, "I don't wanna talk about Kanye, but this is what he did." So it's like, is Kanye gonna be president now just because he's taken over the role of crazy asshole nobody
Well,
wants to
so
talk about, but talks about?
so here's the thing about Kanye. I'm like obviously the guy has managed to stay in the news for what? We're going on like a month and a half now,
Mhm.
where he's just been like and all he's been doing, he hasn't released new music, he hasn't gone on tour. All he's been doing is saying increasingly crazy shit and then like doubling, tripling, quadrupling, quintupling down on the crazy shit he's already said. But I'm like, he got from it's like what is that thing on the internet where it's like fucking Godwin's law or whatever, where if you have an argument with someone, they will like invariably invoke Hitler or Nazis or something
Oh,
like
yeah.
that. It's like for Kanye in a month and a half to go from whatever dumb like run of the mill crazy shit he was saying to Hitler had some pretty good ideas. It's like
Yeah.
where okay, so you've crossed that divide. So where are you going to go now to like what else can you do to stay in the
Dude,
news?
have you heard of black supremism?
Yeah,
Black
that's like
supremacists?
that's
Like
the like
Farrakhan.
Louis Farrakhan shit. Yeah.
Yeah, that's where
Louis?
he's going.
Louis? Louis.
I think it's
Louis.
Louis Farrakhan.
Okay.
And that's basically what that is if you're not in the know. I think it's the New Order of Islam or something.
I don't think he can
And
do that though.
no, he can't. Nobody can. Farrakhan shouldn't even be able to do that because he's on the fuck, what's that list? It's the list of hate speech providers or whatever. It's like this national list or whatever.
Yeah.
But anyways, Farrakhan and black supremacists basically blame everything that bad that happened to African Americans on the Jewish people. Like they blame Jewish people for slavery,
Yeah.
they blame them for holding them down, they blame them for Jim Crow laws, the Red Line laws, and all this stuff. So they eventually get to the point where not only do they say Hitler had some good ideas like Kanye did, but they go even further and say they're not even against his bad ideas, which
Okay,
is
yeah.
fucking wild.
That's definitely yeah. And that's but I don't think Kanye can't identify as a black supremacist because uh
He needs all
ulti-
the money from the dumb white kids to buy his
well,
ugly sneakers.
I think a lot of the people who are currently like still supporting him are
Yeah.
gonna be white 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 people. Like like the far right white people who are like, fuck yeah, Kanye's speaking our language. Hitler
Yeah.
had some great ideas. Um
And then he's like,
that's
and next in the race war is like starts
the
quoting
whites.
Helter Skelter, and everybody's like, oh shit.
Although I do like I love how Kanye's just like not and this is going to veer into Kanye has some pretty good ideas territory. The one thing I like as the one thing I respect about the guy is that he does not give two fucks about like burning bridges with people
Yeah.
who were like supporting him like 2 weeks ago. Like he
Mhm.
will like well didn't he like there was something with like him and Elon Musk and then like fucking a week later he like starts taking swings at Elon Musk on Twitter and Elon Musk or whatever Twitter banned him because of it. And
I thought they
like
banned him because the Hitler had some good ideas thing.
that's also like isn't this the free speech platform now? We
That's
gonna
true.
say we're gonna police,
It's funny because
you
somebody
know?
posted on the internet. They're like, Elon Musk got rid of all the like bots and stuff, and then realized why they were there and brought them back. He like fired all the people, and then he realized why they were there, and he brought them back. And then he went to go for free speech, and then all of a sudden realized why we don't have free speech because
Yeah.
you can't. I
Although he
am
did,
not a free speech proponent.
you know, fuck it. We're just talking about it. He did drop the Twitter the Twitter papers or whatever, which basically revealed that high ranking government officials from both the Republic and Democratic Party, as well as like, I mean, they didn't really disclose this in the papers, but like, um, people with influence were able to influence the platform at Twitter into like removing or suppressing certain
Yeah.
topics, including Hunter Biden's dong, which for whatever reason,
His dong?
his dong,
Okay.
his penis.
I mean, why would they need to take that off? Is it gross?
Well, no, it's I get Ted Cruz tweeted a picture of Hunter Biden's dick that was taken from Hunter Biden's laptop, and
Yeah.
that was like one of the tweets that someone in the Democratic Party had asked Twitter to like remove or suppress or whatever else, being like,
Oh,
"Hey, can you get rid of this?" And it was Hunter Biden's dick pics, and it is a huge win for uh free speech that we can log on to Twitter today and see Hunter Biden's hog.
dude, I want to see all the videos of Biden smoking crack with hookers and all that weird shit that was on that laptop. I guess the only thing I would say the reason that they banned Hunter Biden's dick is because Ted Cruz said it was from the laptop, and they'd already gone full nuts on banning any laptop speech, being like, this isn't a thing that exists. And then they're like, well, then where'd this crazy weird dick pic come from? Then people will be like, "Oh wait, what else is on this laptop?" If he like took pictures of his own dick on like a government funded laptop and just left it somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here's like, and like everyone's fucking flipping out about this, being like, "Well, this is clear proof that Twitter affected the outcome of the 2020 election." Like, do you honestly think? And I'm asking because I'm so checked out of the culture war shit. Like, I don't fucking care anymore. But do you think that uh if everyone's allowed to like beat the drums of that laptop story on Twitter leading up to the election, do the Democrats lose?
I don't think they lose because Biden's whole campaign promise was that he wasn't Trump.
Yeah.
So if he had some like, and plus it would be the one time when it wouldn't hurt a president, because you have Trump who has all this bad shit. Like, it's past skeletons in the closet. It's like mass grave in the backyard points of skeletons. So Biden could have just been like, yeah, my son's going through some trouble and he had a rough time. That, like, if they would have played that, it wouldn't have mattered at all. It was I think if they would have just like put it out and been like, here's a laptop, my son had some drug problems, it would have actually harmed them less than what they did do, where the
Which was suppressing it.
FBI fucking went and told Facebook to take down any links to the National Post story
Yeah, I
and all
agree. That
that
makes
shit.
it seem like a lot more nefarious, which maybe it was. Like,
Mhm.
we have no fucking idea, right? Like, it may, but if the story is just like Hunter Biden has like drug and sex addiction problems and was like
Mhm.
up to some shady shit and made some poor decisions, then
Yeah.
exactly, you're upfront about it. You say, this is the situation, you know, but by going like back channel and being like, well, we can't
Yeah.
let anyone talk about this anywhere, it makes you think like, well, what else are they hiding?
Yeah, because what people were afraid was on there was all that weird Hunter Biden, Joe Biden, Ukraine shit that Trump was talking about in like 2018, where supposedly Hunter Biden was on some like energy company thing just so he could get introduced like regulators to buy like Joe Biden to get like favor with like restrictions and all that stuff about like energy stuff back then. So, like, I guess they were scared of finding that out. But yeah, I mean, even if that came out now, that there's some weird backdoor shit with Ukrainian and like Russian oil and gas, and Hunter Biden
Ukrainian
taking like money from them.
Ukrainians are the good guys now.
Yeah, but back then, wait, they no, yeah, they were still, yeah,
They
they
were
would have
still the
still
good.
been the good guys, and that's
Yeah.
why Hunter or Trump got impeached, because he refused to send military weapons and money to Ukraine back then.
Yeah.
So,
Ukraine's the good
and
guys.
that's why he refused, was because he was like, "There's some shit on this laptop." I mean,
Which is pretty flimsy. Like, I
yeah,
don't. refusing aid to another country because you need to
Yeah, that's
score political
Tom Petty.
points.
But it would be interesting
Nice.
to know the ties between the Biden family and the Ukrainian energy sector.
Yeah, 100%.
Like at this point, I don't think there is any. Otherwise, wouldn't the Republic? Because the Republic, like, didn't that ex-mayor of New York have the laptop? What's his face? The
Who?
guy who like drips shoe polish off his face? Giuliani. Apparently,
Oh,
Giuliani had the Hunter Biden laptop. And if they haven't put out anything about the Ukrainian thing till now, like right before the midterms would have been the time to do it. So I don't think there actually is any of that shit
yeah.
because they didn't end up doing it. This
Yeah.
got weirdly political.
And
How did
I'm
we
like,
get there from
we're not
Kanye?
talking. I'm like, I want to talk about anything except Elon or anything except Elon or Kanye, and then we talked
Yeah,
about Elon and Kanye, and now we're done with that. So let's get back to what we were going to talk about, which is
Balenciaga.
the Balenciaga.
And I have something to say. Fuck Balenciaga. Just when we got the boomers calmed down from the fucking fake stories about the fucking cat litter boxes in the furry schools, that
What
wasn't a
was the
real
other thing?
thing.
What's the shit that you can drink out of like scared kids' blood or something?
Adrenochrome.
Adrenochrome. Yeah.
Yeah, just when we finally got the boomers calmed down with all that shit, Balenciaga just fucking goes and pokes the bear, and now we all have to listen to the fucking dogs bark because they did all this dumb shit that's like, it's wild what they did. So they
It's
have,
like so fucking dumb. Like so
yeah.
dumb.
So if you don't know what we're talking about, first of all, I'm jealous. I wish I lived your life where you didn't
Balenciaga is a luxury
get this
brand.
stuff. So Balenciaga, yeah, like Derek said, they make a bunch of super ugly shit and they sell it for a
Expensive
lot of
ugly shit.
money. Like they
Yeah.
had these Croc stiletto high heel boot things that were like knee high and they were like $13,000. So it's just weird shit like that. So for their Christmas campaign, they had these ads with little kids and teddy bears wearing sadomasochist shit. And people were like, what the fuck are you doing with these kids in this picture with sadomasochist shit? And then it just kind of blew up and got way more involved than that. And Balenciaga got to the point where they're trying to sue the company that did the ads, which was North Six or something. Here, I took some notes because I was listening to a podcast talking about it.
Yeah, well, so they did. So it was this ad campaign,
Yeah.
and then some internet sleuth went and like fucking did like pulled up something from a previous
The
Balenciaga
next
ad
one, I
campaign,
think. Oh
and
yeah,
it was
the
they had the
fucking
document. It had like legal documents on a desk, but if you zoom in, you can see that the top sheet on the desk is a fucking uh a ruling from like a child pornography or child exploitation case. And it's like,
oh,
why are you
it
fucking
was
around?
United States versus Michael Williams case about if virtual child porn like comics and like fake like cartoon child porn basically counts is covered by free speech. So they put that under like an Adidas person that was in their ad. And that was even before this. And so in this next one, which was um for the like the teddy bear things. Oh, and the thing I didn't know was so they're suing North Six and North and Nicholas Desjardins, who's like the creative creator
Uh,
behind all the ads
the
and stuff.
director, yeah.
And then the Balenciaga creative director went on record and he was like, his name's Locialia, and he went on record and he was like, we should have thought better than to use kids in our Christmas launch or our holiday season launch because they don't say Christmas. The whole thing again. Uh, of our backpack teddy bear things. So these teddy bears wearing SMM gear aren't just teddy bears. They're fucking backpacks that they're actually selling as a product.
Yeah.
So it's like all fucked up. And then if you look in one of the ads, I follow this like conspiracy guy on Instagram, and he went through all the weird shit that's in the background of this photo. So there's like on the door frame, there's these like, you know, when people mark their height for their kid, and
Yeah.
there's dates beside them. One of them is December 9th, 2021 or 2021. And that's when Duggar got charged, I guess, with child abuse, like the oldest Duggar kid. And then February 3rd, 2013, this is where it gets super weird conspiracy, was when Beyonce did the Super Bowl halftime. And during it, she made like the Illuminati triangle to announce to the world that she was part of the Illuminati. And it's also the same Super Bowl where the kids from Sandy Hook sang America the Beautiful, which is just, I'm not saying that's what those dates are for, but like, why even come remotely close to that weird shit? And
Yeah.
then there's like Balenciaga tape, like they have tape on a chair or whatever. Then there's a roll, and on the roll it says Baal, Baal, which is a reference to Moloch. And then the name Balenciaga in Italian or something is Baal is king, and Moloch is like the bad god from the Bible that God says not to like burn your kids and sacrifice them to for financial gain and shit. It's just like this weird shit that if you're dealing with the states where everybody got red pilled with Epstein and they just all went fucking so crazy they believed anything Q said, you just don't put weirdo imagery. Like we're having the second satanic panic right now. So you want to just kind of
It's
stay
fucking
away from
crazy,
all of
man.
it.
Like, where
Yeah.
did this come from? This is
Yeah.
like the craziest shit ever. Is like all of a sudden everyone
Mhm.
is not everyone. I guess like I didn't even know there were like this many like Christians around still, where it's like enough to like freak out about all this shit and
Oh,
like
dude.
make
I
some like
think
legitimate noise because like the satanic stuff is like fucking crazy.
yeah.
Like I
Like
saw I watched this
oh
video
yeah.
and it was like some like grade 8 girl at this middle school in like fucking some like shithole town in Michigan painted like a mural
Oh,
on the
I
school.
talked about that with Sean.
Did you? And it
Yeah.
was just like all these like grown ass adults flipping out about this fucking like satanic
Mhm.
mural, and the girl is just like, "What the fuck is going on?"
Yeah, and she's like, "It's all stuff from a video game I
Yeah,
like."
like
Yeah, and then, like but the weird thing is and then on the pitch in the picture in the background, there's, like, a picture of, like, a Satan guy or whatever, and then there's, like, a white rabbit that's supposed to be a reference to adrenochrome, which I don't understand, but that's just, like, in the occult society watcher people, that's, like, one of the common things, and then there's, like, a black robe on the floor, and then on the wall it looks like there was 666 drawn in crayon, but then one of the sixes is like Photoshop blurred, and you could tell it's like a Photoshop thing, I guess, because they were like, this is too obvious. But it's like, please, if you're making weird teddy bears with S&M stuff on it, that's bad enough. That's gonna rile up all the boomers, and we're gonna have to listen to them cry about it. But don't put weird Satan imagery in the background, even if like, I don't necessarily believe that there's, like, some satanic cult going out and doing stuff like this on purpose to, like, basically dog whistle other satanic worshipers, but there's enough annoying loud people who do, and I don't
yeah,
wanna listen to this shit.
like here's the rule: if you work in advertising for a luxury brand right now,
Mhm.
sex, children, satanic shit. You can pick two of those. You can't have all three. If you pick two, people might raise an eyebrow and be like, well,
Yeah.
"That's a little bit weird." If you do all three, you're in fucking trouble. So
Mhm.
just stick to and don't make it the sex and kids. Like if you have anything remotely sexually suggestive in your ads or like adult themed, just don't put kids in it. I
Yeah,
guess would be
basically, the US went crazy enough from Epstein to elect Trump, and they're still not over it. So just stay away from kids. Like, just put adults pretending to be kids in ads. Like,
yeah,
you don't want this heat.
yeah.
They're
Put
trying to cancel everybody.
put grown adults in little diapers and have them pretend to be children. Put a little bonnet on them, give them a little rattle,
You
and
would
then I could
you would
spank them.
probably
Tell them
get less
tell them they've been a bad
flashback
boy.
than like
Yeah,
putting kids in adult stuff right
yeah.
now. Yeah, but like I don't know, it's like it's weird shit. So Just
Yeah.
stop putting weird stuff in your ads. Like, I get you're like trying to be edgy and cool and stuff. Like, I used to be a goth, I get it, but even I knew like you don't fuck around with satanic shit because there's just like this group of people just looking for that shit just so they can have a chance to freak out. They're like occult Karens who are just waiting for an excuse to speak up. And putting fucking satanic shit in the background of your ads is like giving a Karen cold soup. You're
Yeah.
gonna fucking hear about it. Oh, one thing before we move on. Have you ever heard of the Collins Elite?
No.
It's this like supposedly it's like a secret society in the government that is tasked with guarding um the US from going too satanic and like protecting Christian values in America. So and like supposedly they're the ones who are like keep reinserting prayer into school and stuff because they're legitimate scared that Satanism is gaining ground in the States.
Also, is Satanism like Satanism has always just been this like fringe thing
Mhm.
where it's like goths or people who want to like trigger Christians. But like nobody's ever like it's not like Satan's like spreading and gaining in popularity. I'd say like more than anything, the thing that's gaining ground in America is atheism, where everyone's like, I
Mhm.
don't fucking know or care about any of that shit. So like why where is the like satanic fear coming from? Because it's not like yeah, I
I
don't get
think
it, man.
it's more of like a not there's like there is like a belief of Luciferianism that's not like Lucifer is Satan from the Bible. They're like Lucifer actually did humans a favor by bringing them the knowledge of making them eat the apple in the Bible and stuff. They're like, um, who was the fucking? I always forget this. The guy who brought humans fire in the Greek myth. Um, do you remember the guy who brought humans fire and then he had to roll the hill? Sisyphus, or had to roll the hill up the fucking roll the rock up the
The
hill
rock up the hill.
forever eternity.
Yeah, I know.
Fuck, this was just on the tip of my tongue. Anyways, so there's a group of people who are Luciferian who believe he had to sit that role and he like helped society and the gods were mad at him or whatever. But yeah, I don't know. Like, one of my actually, let's get real. One of my biggest fears is that like Christianity is real and all the bad stuff that they talk about in the Bible is real too. Like, remember when you're a kid and you're like, demons are real? Holy fuck, that's some scary shit. Like, imagine if this was all real, like this whole Balenciaga thing. Imagine if Balenciaga is actual Satan worshippers and they are trying to dog whistle to all their followers that they have adrenochrome for a price.
Yeah, I feel like this is the whole reason Christianity exists because of that line of thinking. Because you're like, well, if I dig into it, it doesn't actually make that much sense at all. But if it is, that's pretty scary. Better be a Christian. Like,
Right? Like, if you're gonna hedge your bets, like if you don't know if Christianity's real or not, are you really gonna go against it and be on the other side and just be like fucking in hell forever?
yeah, true. You know, you probably want to side with the not eternal torture and damnation
Mhm.
kind of thing. But although the other thing is like right now to us, getting tortured for eternity in hell by demons seems scary because like we're not there. Like we have these lives. But think like
Mhm.
how long would it take for you getting tortured in hell by demons before you were just like ambivalent about it? You were like, "Oh, this again."
Yeah,
Like at
I
some
don't
point you
know.
would just be like if it's eternity, at some point you're just like, "Well, yeah, I'm getting tortured again today." Like it would just be the most normal fucking thing. And then it's when I think of it that way, it's less scary to me.
Yeah, it's just like getting up early in the morning.
Yeah, exactly.
Eventually, you
You
get
get used to
used
it.
to it, and then you're just like, "I guess this is what I'm doing now."
Guess I'm a morning person.
I guess I'm just getting pineapples shoved up my ass backwards.
Wait, so Kim Kardashian actually like broke it off with them, right? Is that Did that
Well,
happen?
she said, she was like, I'm not going to fully break it off. I'm going to take some time away and I'm going to talk to them to see what their thought process was behind this whole thing. So basically, she's going to go to them and be like, yo, guys, what the fuck? We agreed we weren't going to do any of this weird shit out loud. I need to make money here. Even though I don't even know why she's like with Balenciaga or whatever. Isn't she making $1 billion on her from her own shit?
Yeah. I mean, she's making fucking a not insignificant amount of money from her own shit, so I don't think she needs
Let
the
me
money
see
from
how
them.
much money she gets from Balenciaga. Let me see if Google's gonna tell me or send the fucking police to my house. How much money does Kim Kardashian make from Balenciaga? This is a long sentence to Google. Oh, here it is. Here's how much money Kim Kardashian earned from Balenciaga over the years. Fuck. Thank you, thethings.com, for doing all the hard work so I don't have to. This came out 3 days ago. Oh, you fucks. Tell me in the first sentence. Make me read all
You're
this
gonna have to
shit.
read the whole thing.
Yeah, it's like I'm just looking for a number. I'm skimming. So bad at skimming. Uh Holy shit, dudes.
Still not finding it, hey?
No. Um Wait for it. Okay, her net worth is 1.8 billion, which seems like not that much compared to like didn't Kanye
Billion?
have yeah.
With a B?
Well, that's a lot for me and you, but like look how much money Kanye had.
I think Kim's worth more than Kanye, isn't she? Kanye West net worth.
Well, it's down now.
It's 400 million. It was 1.5. Oh no. The Adidas deal accounted for 1.5 billion of his net worth, but Forbes now estimates it at a mere $400 million.
Oh shit, Kanye broke. Kanye was making more money from Adidas than Kim Kardashian's net worth.
That's fucking
God
crazy.
damn, that's a lot of money. Um Fuck off. What is Skims?
Skims?
Yeah.
Clothing company, maybe? Yeah. Kim Kardashian's clothing company.
Okay, yeah, she sold off some of that to make like 400 million. It's
Yeah,
still not telling me.
like I think old Kim K is doing all right in the money department.
Okay. So she was making like 100 million or 1 million for each Instagram influencing post she did or whatever. And they're saying the majority of 800 million that she got was probably from Balenciaga. Oh, wait. It netted her 1 million in media impact value. So saying that she got like 2.43 million from Balenciaga, which doesn't seem like that much to me. Like if you're worth 1.8 billion and something like this comes up, I would just step all the way away and be like, yeah,
Yeah.
no, I'm fucking over it. These guys
Be
are
like, no
creeps.
thanks. I don't need your weird, creepy. Although, like, she's probably used to it in that world too. Who is that fucking guy who the like world's most famous fashion photographer, and he looks like a fucking walking skeleton with a mustache, and everything he does, I always like look at his shit and I'm like
The guy from Vice,
it makes me feel super fucking uncomfortable. Yeah, I think so. Like older,
Terry something.
yeah, Terry. Fuck.
Yeah, his
Anyway,
fucking
him.
photos are basically a point and shoot camera with flash, and they're all ugly. You're right. And then he did this like weird photo where he would like go down on a girl and take a picture of her face while he was going down on her. And there's one where she's like wearing his glasses, and
Yeah, and he wore those fucking creep glass. Yeah, that's the
yeah,
guy.
it's like one of those things where you're like, people, it's not only weird that people have sex with this guy, but it's weird that people can look at this guy and ever have sex again.
Yeah.
because I see people like that and their photos, and I'm like, I just kind of want to put on more clothes. It's like the middle of summer, but I need to wear a parka
Just
because of how gross his photos are.
just knowing he exists is
Yeah,
yeah, just makes me like unable to get an erection ever
I
again.
gotta look it up. This, yeah, that guy full on makes me a boomer.
Terry Richardson
Yeah,
is his name.
Terry Richardson.
How has that guy not fucking been canceled?
I think he
Right?
was, wasn't he? Wow,
Oh yeah.
he's was
2000.
he?
Oh, he was like canceled.
Yeah.
2017. The biggest fashion magazines cut ties with photographer Terry Richardson over his history of alleged sexual harassment.
Yeah, because he was also with, American Apparel, right?
Yeah.
Didn't he get taken down when the guy from American Apparel did?
Yeah, probably.
Imagine getting fucking canceled for that shit before Me Too.
Yeah.
Like, Weinstein didn't even get canceled until Me Too. Imagine being such a disgusting person that you got canceled just out of the blue. People are like, "Yeah, fuck this guy," and you're like, "Whoa, he must have done some fucked up shit."
Oh, Me Too also started in 2017. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Well, just like how fucking far have we come in like 5 years where it's like, I mean, we've all gotten significantly crazier. Not you and I, but like most
No,
other people.
yeah,
And then like everything now is like a culture war issue. And it's not
yeah,
just like 5 years ago, it doesn't seem like that long ago, but like 5 years ago, the Me Too movement was like something it felt like it wasn't like women did it and you were like, oh, you're a fucking Democrat because you believe sexual harassment and sexual assault exists. It was
mhm,
like, you know, there were still some things that didn't have to be like jammed into a political box. And now it's just like any of that shit is fucking crazy. Oh, did you see the Carey Price? This is totally like off topic, but the Carey
no.
Price, Carey Price, who former goaltender, still on the
He's
payroll.
taking personal time. He's still considered a goaltender,
Which
but
like
yeah,
respect to Carey Price
yeah,
for because he took some mental health leave of absence for his mental health from playing hockey. But there's like Bill C-41 or whatever to like further restrict the
oh
sale
yeah,
of
guns.
firearms
Mhm,
in Canada, and he like posted a thing on Instagram about it with him because he's a hunter, right? And he had like
yeah,
a big hunting gun in the picture,
yeah,
and he
because
said
he's
he's like,
First Nations too, so,
yeah. So so he would be exempt from whatever bill they put forward anyways,
mhm.
right? Like it
I
doesn't
think,
apply to him.
I'm not sure about that. I'd have to do a lot of research, or I'll go ask the crazy guy at work because he
Yeah.
loves to tell me about the gun laws.
I bet. Um and he just did like an Instagram post, but there was like fuck, what fucking was it? It was like a discount code to donate to some like pro gun thing or to buy some like pro gun merch or fucking
Mhm,
something. But the discount code was Poly, like Poly,
yeah,
and everyone was like, "What the fuck?" Like the Polytechnique École,
yeah,
basically the only gun
poly
massacre,
Polytechnique Eco, yeah,
yeah,
the first ever school shooting that
in
happened in
North
this,
America.
yeah, and it was in
Yeah,
Quebec.
it was in Quebec. But Carey Price was like, holy shit, I had no idea that happened. Like he just like was completely oblivious that this
Really?
historical event had ever taken place. So he had to like walk it back and apologize and be like, but he didn't just apologize for it. He wasn't like, oh, it was in bad taste, I can see the error. He was like, I did not know that this event had taken place. Like I had no idea. And everyone's like, what? And which is like fair because I guess when you're like a junior hockey player, you're probably not
Yeah.
paying that much attention in school because you don't have to.
Plus, he's younger than us, like, I didn't learn about what that was until college.
Oh, really?
Yeah, unless they told me in high school and I just wasn't paying attention, which
Yeah,
is
pretty sure
highly
we learned about it.
plausible.
Pretty sure we learned it. That's the other thing, like I guess. But like at any
Yeah.
point over the past like
Because
20
isn't Carey
years.
Price only like 35?
I don't know. How old is Carey? I think he's younger than that, isn't he?
Oh, I don't know. I was just assuming because
Oh
he's
no,
been in
you nailed it. You nailed it.
bada bing, baby. I'm
Bada
so
bing, bada
smart.
boom.
Yeah, so he's like 8 years younger than me. So he would have graduated high school 2005.
Yeah.
So I could see them not teaching because that happened in what, the 70s or the
Yes.
80s?
That 79, I want to say, but I'm probably wrong.
Yeah, because I don't know
Oh,
if
89.
Oh.
Anti-feminist. Look how far we've come.
Yeah. Hey, we're up on our tight hour like we said we would do.
That hour was tight.
Anything you want to talk about quick before we go?
No.
Yeah, no, there's nothing else. Well, there's more stuff we could talk about, but anything would be multiple minute discussion, and I don't want to break up our tight hour.
It's tight.
Tight hour because I named the episode that. So if we go,
So now it's got to be a tight hour.
so now we have to do a tight hour.
I promise you and all our listeners, we will not say a goddamn thing about Kanye West or Elon Musk next week unless
Dale watches the fucking Alex Jones interview.
Oh, I was gonna say I'm surprised you haven't already, actually.
Wow, I called in sick today from work, so I didn't listen to any podcasts. Actually, I was listening to a podcast about the Balenciaga thing. My boy Isaac Weishaupt covered it extensively on occult symbolism and popular culture. Yeah, if you're interested in what me and Derek were talking about, he went fucking deep nuts into like the hip hop community and stuff. Like that's where he started looking for like when people put in symbolism in their music videos and stuff. Just check it out.
Deep nuts.
Yeah, I was gonna say deep dicking, but whatever.
Thanks for
That's what happens when I'm thinking and talking at the same time.
Thanks for keeping it PG, Dale.
Yeah, you can't be a tight hour if you're in PG.
Hey yo.
Yo.
Yeah, so we won't talk about either of those guys next week. But go.
Oh, quick. This.
What?
I was gonna say we haven't talked. I've kept missing this from weeks and weeks. James Gunn was named head of DC movies.
Yeah, which is fucking amazing.
Yeah, I just wanted to point that out because we never talk about that. We'll talk about it more next week.
Yeah,
because I want to talk about it.
It's fucking awesome because we thought it was so fucking dumb when he got canceled from the Guardians of the Galaxy shit. And now he's back and bigger than ever. And fucking like Peacemaker was unreal.
Peacemaker was so good.
Did he do the new Guardians of the Galaxy that's coming out
Christmas
as well?
special?
3.
Yeah, he did 3.
He did 3? Okay.
Yeah, because remember he was going to be canceled from 3, or was that 2?
That was 2.
Wasn't long ago to be. Oh yeah, and then fucking Batista said he wouldn't do it without him because he's a dude. He's a wicked ass dude. I wonder if he's going to go over to DC then.
Well, yeah. Does that mean that James Gunn will no longer be allowed to direct Marvel movies if he's the head of DC Studios?
I don't know, because I'd imagine it'd be conflicting with his contract. But the fact that he did Peacemaker, you figure would be a conflict of interest.
True.
So maybe he was already done directing Guardians of the Galaxy 3 and it was all in post-production by the time he started Peacemaker, or they didn't care because it was TV. I'm not sure how this works. Or they were fucking loosening the reins because they canceled him and brought him back and they felt bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. But we'll talk about it more.
We will. Let's make sure that's on the agenda for next week. But for now, sadly, this tight hour must come to a close. So thanks everyone for joining us. I've been your co-host, Derek Boland. You can follow me on Twitter @Herder.
I'm your other co-host, Dale DeRuiter. You can follow me on the Twitter machine @SuperDalebot. You can follow the podcast Twitter @OutrageFactPod.
You can buy merch at Redbubble? T-Fury? Yeah. Redbubble?
Redbubble.
Just search.
Redbubble. Oh, there's the link in the show notes every week. Go buy stuff.
And wherever you listen to your podcast, please rate, review, and subscribe. It helps us out a lot if you can say nice things about us on the internet, so that other people could potentially listen to our fantastic opinions and see our handsome, freshly shaven faces.
Yeah, because I look so young and fresh.
And until next week,
Stay angry.